Miss Lavette, I'm listening to your video, and yes, yes, 100%. Awake. You can't talk. You could talk. Should you talk? Over time, people's, they look at what you do and they say you're crazy and you should be an artist and you should go out and sell and you should do and you should do and you should, and how do you make money and what's going on and everything like that, right? So it's not all about the money. In fact, it's very little about the money. It's very little about the money. It's that when we're separated, when I this all began for me, if I knew what was going on, I would have done something completely different. When I was in my first realm of awakening, I didn't know what it was. I had no idea what it was. And then when they started giving me the pills, I started to lean away from the great ouverture of my mind. And I said, I can't give up. There must have been a reason for this because I was asking the day that I imagined or I saw the image in the sky, and that I think I heard it say something to me, but only in a vibrational way. Um, even before I even saw this vibration, they say something's wrong. You're this. You're that. You're not. You're not. And when I went into the hospital, I just admitted myself to the hospital, all myself. Right. I just thought I was leaving my head, so I admit myself to the hospital. And in the hospital, the doctors, they right away throw something on you. It's got to be 21 days minimum before we can let you go. I mean, God forbid you take the chance and the choice to step into the secondary world. Well, we're already in the secondary world, but we can leave here. Yes, we can, but they've stopped us. They've put a curse on something. And I can't mention this because the sue and decide, to decide, the sue and the decide, right? Sue is to decide. They don't let you decide that. They don't let you fall asleep from one world and go into the next. I think that we've been blocked. But anyways, I woke up and they're pumping pills into me into the hospital, and my parents are invited in. How do you think your son feels today? How does he look? How does he sound? And for every motion that the doctor made, the my parents and the friends, they were all the same except for one friend. That's in fact except for two friends. Two friends saw me different than everybody else, but they thought it was normal for me. Okay, one of my friends said I never did get sick to anything. He says you just have a different outlook than everybody else. Another friend says you're fine. He says this is the way you are. But when they brought the parents into the hospital, how does he look today? I mean, I'm 50 years old, and it happened at 40. I mean, I was hanging on my own. Nobody really ever saw me. How can you ask somebody, how does he look today? That's what it was. Yes, there is an awakening. I do numbers. I'm a guy that doesn't believe in any of this stuff. I don't believe in any of this stuff. I don't believe in any of this stuff, right? Nothing. Nothing is real, right? I didn't believe in art. I didn't believe that the Mayan calendar. In fact, anytime they put on a Mayan calendar or anything bizarre, but I did have one question out of the Bible. My biggest question is, you can live forever in paradise. God will help you and God will save you. Well, all this God crap, okay, got me thinking. And if God's going to save me, if God's going to save me and there's a reason to live and a reason to save your money for a reason, what is that reason? I said, if I'm going to die one day and that's the end and my memory is not carried on, and eventually I woke up to the system that this is how we survive. We breathe in the information. We are only alive when you become faint. When you become faint and you're just about to pass out, it feels sometimes so beautiful. You really want to lie down, but then you get scared. I don't get scared in that. When I'm ready to fall down with the shiver and the shake from the other world, I go down, my friends. I feel that shake. I can feel when I feel that energy from the other world, I fall down, I get weak in the knees, and I go right down to the floor, and it's the greatest feeling. Everybody else gets scared, but not me. Everybody else gets scared, but not me. Just want to show you, see that right over here? F and R in one. It looks like F and E, right? But it's F and R if you really take a look at it. It's my initials. Everything is made. There's my birthday, the 16th of Tishrei. It was yesterday, 1963. Right? So there's another world. If there's life after death, we're definitely in here through a vibration, through electromagnetism of some sort, through the air that we breathe and the heat in the air, the water, the evaporation that goes up, the water that comes down, the evaporation that goes up. That's how everything is moving. Okay, it's all in the water. Take away the water and everything is but dust. But the minute you get that water into that dust, you create life within. You create a program. There's a programmation that is created inside this world. And this is what I see. No one has to believe me. But if I spoke like this in front of my parents, if I spoke like this in front of my brothers and sisters, I bring up just small things to them. Very, very small. But the very, very things that I bring up small, so small that it doesn't matter anymore, because here's a set of dice. You can ask me a lot of questions about this, and I can tell you a lot of stories about a set of dice, right? But to my parents, it's only a set of dice. You see what I'm showing you? Tell me what I'm showing you. Tell me the numbers on each dice. And right away I'm going to say, some of you are right, some of you are right, all of you are right. But has anybody said 8 and 7? Has anybody said 5 and 8? Has anybody said, if you look, there's 1, 2 twice, right? There's 4, 1 twice. There's 1, 2 twice. Every time you see a 4, there's a 5. The 5 empty spaces and the 4 with a dot. Then you see the 1 has 8 empty spaces, right? You have 8 empty spaces because you see the 4 spaces of the dots there are 4 spaces missing on the other cube. Just like on the 2. Where the 2 is, there's 7 missing. So how many people really care? How many people really care about this? I do. Because I know these connections, 8 and 7, is the separation of what they did to the Canadian dollar, where 7 and 8 split. You want 7 and 8? 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 is 7 and 8. You minus it, you get 1. You add it, you get 15. The in-between is 14, the hand of God, 105. If you add it all together, right? If you add it all together, which is 35, 35, 35, the electric company, C&E, any crap, and that's in a game we play. But the other way is 15. Add 1 to 15, it equals 120. That's how many pool balls there are. You add 1 to 20, add 5 more into the game, you get 210. 90 is the difference, 9 is the birth. These are telling us exactly the balance of the world. Why does 7 happen more than any other dice? Because 5 and 2 come together, right? But it doesn't happen more than really any other dice. 5 and 2, 6 and 1, 4 and 3. 5 and 1 happens again. When does 5 and 1 happen again? Or let's say 4 and 1 happens again. It happens when 9 comes up on the other side. If I flip it around, we have 10, we have 8, we have 9, we have 11, right? 2 sides is all we see. 4 sides is what we have. We count the 4 sides. There's 14 around each one of these. 14 and 14. Okay, a number across from a number, the total of the 2 numbers will equal to 7. But when you use the 1 and the 6, minus is 5. When you use the 4 and the 3, minus is 1. Okay, 4, 3, minus is 1. DC, 6 and 1, 1 spirit of the half-life. You put it this way, it's east-west. You put it this way, it's north-south. 2, 5, and 8. Be a Hebrew. Be a Hebrew. Be a Hebrew. Born boy. So you have 6 and 1 and 4 and 3 equals to 5 and equals to 1, and that's Mars. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7, 7 and 8 equals to 15 and 56. Now there's a whole story that goes along with this. It's all remembering what they were. Just like you know how to say, hi, how are you? I'm fine. Well, I don't know what the word I'm fine. Everybody knows what I'm fine is. Not me. Je parle pas anglais. Je suis un Italien, je suis un Juif, je parle d'autres langues, mais je parle pas anglais. C'est quoi? I'm fine. You want to give me a ticket and give me a fine? Are you sure you did not miss the N for a V and say I am 5? N is the crossing over. You put it this way, I'm a fizz. I'm a Pfizy. That's not even a word. But if I took Pfizy and switched it around, I got Ive. I am life. I am rotation of life. I am 6'9". 1.5 times 2 is 3. 3 to the power of 2 is 9. 2, 4, 6 can all be 1.5 times. 2, 4, 6 all go into Mars. 1.5 times 2 is 3. 1.5 times 4 is 6. 1.5 times 6 is 9. And those are the numbers. 2, 4, 2, 4, and 6, right? 2, 4, and 6, and 9. 1.5 times 2, right? It's 3. 1.5 times 3, I can't do. 1.5 times 3 is 4.5. That's the foxhole in the sun. It's in between.
It is the passage. It is the IT system. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 will create those numbers. 2, 3. 2 and 1 come together. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 1 is 3. The first 3 parts of creation, right? 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 1 is 3. 3 and 2 is 5. Now let's add them up. 1 and 1 is 2. Okay, so now we have 2, and we added the 1 and 1. So we have 2, 3, 4. Now we add the 2 and a 1. Okay, is 4, 5, and 6. And we keep adding them again. Anyways, let's not get into that. We've done 10 minutes over here. I didn't even want to talk about this. You just have to know that numbers are everything. Numbers are words and numbers. Raphael, numerological balances, obligations where things have to be. The roulette board, given to us on a silver platter, everything that we have. The nail in the coffin, see this over here? That nail is in between the 2 sides, splitting the 2 sides, right? So either everything that's on the 2 sides, the electric can go to both sides, and then it can go through this pipe hole down here, saying I'm sharing the energy, and I'm also duplicating that energy and sending it away. Either it's incoming or outgoing, but whatever it is, those 2 sides are connected by that river, that beam, that river. I'm not sure what it is. It could be a walkway, it could be down, right? You see it turning? That might mean it goes down and away, right? Turning and getting smaller, down and away. Art, my friends, things in art. Music, we all know. Thank you for watching this video.